Okay, let's do this thing. Good afternoon, I should say, to everybody, or maybe a little bit this evening and whatnot. But we are back for another review. WWE, another one of these afternoon morning shows, most likely in a different country all the time. But the UK, they are today in at the O2 Arena, London, England. Wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Money in the Bank, July 1st. And man, what did the time of the show start today? About 2 p.m., if I'm not mistaken, around here in America. Well, my time of Chicago, but still. Middle of the afternoon today. And a lot happened on this show, which some would say this was a very great show. Some would say it was very good. Now, I did not see the pre-show. Apparently, that's being told to me now about how Paul Heyman was talking about it's going to be so much destruction and that the Usos will be killed and it won't be any PG or, they're going to be shipped out of WWE permanently. So I was told about that today. Now, they did have Michael Cole and Wade Barrett on commentary. I was surprised that Graves was not there. But, hey, Barrett's from the UK, so of course have him commentate in his home country. But we did start off with the Money in the Bank match of Logan Paul, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Pete Dunne, and Damian Priest. Crowd did pop for damn near, especially LA Knight. LA Knight had a damn monster pop out there, even on SmackDown the day before, but a monster pop nonetheless. Crowd was really over for Pete Dunne, given that he is from the UK, and Nakamura, well, because it's Nakamura. But this match, obviously, you knew you were going to see a lot of crazy shenanigans and a lot of things going on in this match, okay? So, wow, where do I begin? From everybody jumping Logan Paul in the match to, of course, the crazy ladder spots that you don't know what you're going to expect out of this, okay? So, you knew it was going to be something big. But, like I said, I did enjoy this match. I'm sure mostly everybody bought into the hope spots of LA Knight winning, and I'm sure mostly everybody's prior trajectory or betting was either going to be LA Knight or Logan Paul winning this thing. Personally, I was going with LA Knight to win, but honestly, my second choice was going to be Damian Priest. I didn't really think anybody else was going to win this match. I just didn't. Listen, I like Nakamura, but come on, it's not the same Nakamura that was over a few years ago. Ricochet is, well, he's just Ricochet. Didn't think Pete Dunne, Butch there was gonna win. I think that was everybody in the damn match, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, everybody else I just didn't really see winning this whole match. But I thought this. Santos I didn't really see winning also. But I thought this was very good. A couple good spots with the ladder and whatnot, using it as a weapon. I did find it funny. Priest tried to get help from that Priest, but Logan Paul thought he was gonna get help from Priest, but that did not work. Ricochet, of course, doing his big dives to pop the crowd was pretty crazy, too. We had the ladder bridges out there. I did find it funny, Logan Paul ended up tripping Priest, and in the fans stand, you still suck, you still suck. One thing about this UK crowd, and I'm not going to name every chant throughout this entire show, but man, if they're not singing a song out there, it's going to be some crazy chant that I can't even tell what they're saying half the time. But when LA Knight was just knocking people off the ladder, people really believed he was gonna win it. And whatnot, they really kind of was expecting him to. Logan Paul almost did end up kind of winning when it was him and Pete Dunne up there, but Priest ended up cutting him off once again. LA Knight was just throwing everybody off everyone just throwing everybody out the ring. Crowd was just going just mega pop for this guy out there until Priest came back, and I guess that was a broken arrow. They said he knocked him off the ladder, his finisher, and Priest ended up winning. So I was cool with this decision, all right? That was like my second choice to win. I know everybody thought Logan Paul or LA Knight was going to win the whole thing, but Priest was honestly my second choice. Like, LA Knight was the first one, because I think it's kind of funny that, where's that riot? If LA Knight loses, we riot. So, where's the riot, UK? Where was the riot? But the man was mega over though. Yeah, LA Knight, Eli Drake, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, he was over nonetheless. I'm sure that probably would have been the obvious choice to win, which I wouldn't have minded. But then again, the company probably would have gone with LA Knight, which I know I just got off the phone with my other friend Isaiah, but it's like the choice thing. Vince probably wanted LA Knight, and Vince wanted Logan Paul to win, and I'm sure Triple H wanted LA Knight to win, even though I really didn't believe he didn't do much for him on NXT when he was there. But like I said, The man is super over. But yeah, Priest winning, which did help later on in the night, or today, or technically nighttime in the UK, especially with the whole World Heavyweight title going on with Finn and Seth. It did add, at least a little bit more suspense and intrigueness to it. Next was the women's tag team titles on the line, or undisputed women tag team titles, or just the women and the NXT. Both the tag team titles. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Rousey trying to be Majin Vegeta out there versus Raquel Gonzalez and Liv Morgan. It was a good match. Rousey, I don't know, man. Rousey's just not the same Rousey as she was. That was that over, really, from probably a year or two. Well, not over a year ago, but sometimes I feel like they just don't have enough for Ronda, or just, I don't know. Like, I think I said this when the draft happened. Like, remember when Ronda was like one of the biggest stars and attractions to have on here? Now she just kind of feels like a regular person on the roster that people somewhat care about, but don't at the same time. We've seen it when she was the SmackDown Women's Champion, months ago, and we saw how that went. They tried to make her face. It did not work, and it was best to go as a heel. So now her with tagging with Shayna, I'm like, okay, maybe this can do something. Maybe this can help the tag titles in a way. But Ronda, probably just should have been on her own as a, single star or whatnot. Now, I'm sure the one thing that people didn't see coming was Shayna Baszler end up turning on Ronda Rousey. I didn't expect that to happen. Put her in the curve through the clutch, even though she helped her throughout the match. But Raquel and Liv were surprised. Raquel hit the Chikonga bomb, and Liv hit the Oblivion, which looked kind of bad in a way. Didn't look that connected all the way. But Raquel and Liv are the tag team champions, so I guess it'll be Ronda versus Shayna most likely at SummerSlam. Maybe this can be a feud. Maybe they can do better back as singles again. I know they are a dominant force as a tag team to what we've seen, but then again, it's not like there's been a lot of tag teams on these shows anyways. But it's kind of crazy just to have them win the NXT tag titles. Also now drop it to Raquel and Liv, which Raquel has just been so many tag team, been a tag team, I think champions with several people at this point, that I don't, I'm like, what tag title will she get next? But this was one of those, like, random but unexpected turns to happen, because it's not like it hasn't been any tension. Like, has there really been any tension between Ronda and Shayna? It's like, this just, boom, it just happened. So, maybe something will come of this, because Ronda right now just, I don't know, she just doesn't feel like the big star, big attraction they got in the beginning, especially when she came from UFC to come into the WWE. She just feels like another person on the roster right now. But right after that, we did have Gunther Walter versus Matt Riddle for the Intercontinental title. And whatnot. Honestly, the match was okay. I thought it was good. I never really believed Gunther was ever going to lose here. Matt Riddle, I look at Matt Riddle sometimes, it's like, he gets a lot of TV time, and they protected him with the whole ankle thing out there. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, I kind of care, but I don't care at the same time. And it's like a weird push for Riddle. It's like they kind of want to push him, but they don't. But you don't know what type of crazy shenanigans he'll have outside of the damn ring. And we've already seen what he had done already before he even came back to WWE. But personally, I just feel like the guy is somewhat kind of fallen off since Randy got hurt and the whole RK Bro thing ended. Yeah, there's stuff with Roman was okay, but after that, it's like he went back to being a comedy guy again, and now they kind of somewhat trying to make him seriously, and then it's going against the Bloodline because they took him out. So it's a lot of things to say about Riddle in a way, which I just can't put my finger on. But it's like, I didn't really care much for this match, and Gunther won. I wasn't really surprised. He won, so boom, there you go. He put the heel hook in and won by submission. But then right after that, Drew McIntyre got a huge pop. Drew McIntyre has returned. We have not seen Drew McIntyre since WrestleMania. I know there have been a lot of rumors about him apparently being unhappy with the company, and that he was probably going to leave. There's been several rumors if Drew was even still going to be in the WWE, but I know they've been showing video of him at the Special Olympics. They sent him to be an ambassador, so I didn't think he was gone from the company. But it'd been a lot of rumors about Drew was probably going to leave, or he wasn't happy, and I know they put him on Raw now, and it was like creative, apparently. It was a lot of stuff, but Drew came back. He hit the Glass Cow Kiss on Walter, and he hit the Claymore kick and held up the Intercontinental title. So I expect to see Drew versus Gunter at SummerSlam, and I wouldn't be mad if Drew won. I felt like that probably would have happened at WrestleMania, but ended up being a triple threat, with Sheamus involved. But I do believe he could beat him at SummerSlam, so we'll see what happens. Next was Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. Obviously, Cody probably the most over face in the company, and Dominic one of the biggest heels in the company, especially reaction-wise, of getting a lot of heat. Of course, he had Rhea Ripley out there with him. This was a good match. Honestly, I never really believed Cody was ever going to lose. I was kind of expecting Brock Lesnar to show up and screw Cody out of this match so Dominic could get the cheap win, and I would get a lot of heat on Dominic and stuff. But no, Cody just won straight up, hit the cutter, hit the crossroads, and, Alabama Slam, and won the match. So, yeah, Cody won over as a face. I still think it's kind of funny, the guy that calls the UK is cheering for a guy that calls himself the American Nightmare. The UK is kind of funny. It's like my friend told me, Steven, he said, the Saudis aren't on the big American side, so it's kind of funny in a way. But I was expecting Brock to kind of show up so they can probably build into Cody versus Brock at SummerSlam, but maybe they'll just wait till Raw. But Cody beat Dominic straight up, and that's kind of it. So Cody got the win here. Next, John Cena. We have not seen John Cena since WrestleMania. I had heard he was in the UK apparently filming a movie or something because of the writer's strike, but John Cena was back. John Cena got a humongous pop out there. It was a big surprise. Cena got on the mic. It's kind of, I'm surprised, 1 minute y'all say I suck, and then, y'all start singing a song then, which I feel like the crowd was singing everybody's theme song throughout the night. And he talked about how, this is the first WWE pay-per-view in London in over 20 years. Cena said he felt the energy from the crowd saying what took so long, but I'm not the one that makes the decisions and whatnot. That's them in the back, but they don't know how to feel about London and everything, how the fans are a distraction, or they take over the show, or they obnoxious and stuff. But Cena says, you guys are the heartbeat of this show. Cena basically, saying, why am I here? No, I'm not here for another match right now. And whatnot, but I'm big on respect, and he said that the fans that you've earned this respect and whatnot, and everything. As the fans, Cena went on to say, the fans cheer, chant, care, do what you want, but it's nothing more exciting than an audience in the United Kingdom. So what Cena proposed was, I'm trying to bring WrestleMania to London, and the fans went nuts for it. And he says, I struck a nerve, didn't I? So yeah, I'm not here to talk about another match with me right now. I'm talking about bringing WrestleMania to the UK, bring it to London. How does that sound? Which the crowd went nuts for. Grayson Waller came out then, basically, fans chanting, who are you? Saying, it's an honor to be in the ring with Cena. Fans started chanting, shut the fuck up. I've seen all your movies and everything. You've done great for this company, but WrestleMania in England? No, okay? How about in Australia? As the fans booed. Cena said, things have been going, okay. Well, Ross said, things have been going out well for you. You lost to MITB at Mania, which, don't get me started on that. You lost to Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. You lost to The Fiend in a WrestleMania match, okay? What happened? And Cena needs a viral moment. Waller, basically, I can help you save your career right now. We can have WrestleMania in Australia. And Cena said, nah, it's London, all right? And, he tried to leave, but, listen, man, I'm just trying to, trying to talk to my friends out here. I thought it was kind of funny because he referenced that video, and if anybody's seen that video of Cena, whoever that dude was that tried to harass Cena while he was having lunch and trying to tell him to do the whole "you can't see me" thing, and Cena's like, "Can I have lunch with my friends, please?" I understood that reference, and Cena owned that dude, and then the dude ended up walking off. But Waller ended up hitting him from behind. Waller, I guess he is healthy now. He's moving both his legs, so he's pretty good now. So he may be medically cleared to come back. But Cena ended up getting up, hit the FU, and just pose and pop for the crowd before heading on to the back. So a very great surprise for the UK crowd. A lot of surprises and returns throughout this show today. So yeah, John Cena being there, and if they do ever have WrestleMania in London, it'll probably be at Wembley Stadium. Hey, if AEW's doing All In over there coming up in the next month, I'm sure WWE can do WrestleMania whenever that chance will come. But right after that, we did get next to the women's Money in the Bank Becky Lynch, I guess, was Jean Grey or the Phoenix out there. But yes, the women's Money in the Bank. Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Trish Stratus, Zelina Vega, Bayley, and Io Shirai. I feel it started off slow first, but once again, the crowd in this singing sometime, especially with the Bayley song, like, hey, Bayley, hoo, ha, I want to know if you be my girl. I always thought it was funny. Becky, I swear, was damn near killing everybody throughout this whole match. Like, you know, she really was tapping into that Phoenix Force tonight. She was just murdering damn near everybody, just taking everyone out, okay? So, I don't know. It's like Becky was killing throughout this whole match. But most, especially with her and Trish, a lot of this was focused on her and Trish going back and forth at it. Because I know this ended up knocking everybody else off the ladder most of the time. Like, you know, with Vega and Starks and, you know, Bayley and Io and stuff. But, you know, Becky was just going in on everybody, just jumping on the people, all that stuff. And then, you know, next thing later on, what was it? Becky and Trish going at it again. They end up going to the outside then. Then it's a ladder bridge outside. You know, Starks ended up getting some handcuffs then, but Becky fought out of it. And then she ended up lifting up the announce table. Fans chanted, you know, we want tables then. Putting a ladder bridge to that. And she ended up hitting a manhandle slam onto the broadcast table. Didn't break, by the way. And, you know, Starks ended up trying to take her out again. Starks tried to go for the briefcase, but Vega ended up doing the cold red onto the ladder, which looked pretty brutal. Io had climbed up, but Bayley knocked her over. Bayley tried to climb, but Becky came back and started to brawl with Bayley, but she still had the handcuffs and uses a fish hook on Bayley. But then next thing you know, I thought it was actually a creative finish right here. Io ended up using those handcuffs. Becky was already attached to one, but attached Bayley to the other one across the ladder. So Io ended up climbing over Bayley, and Io won the main Money in the Bank. So I'm good with this. Fans chanting, you deserved it, but I enjoyed the match later on. Throughout, it was a little slow at first, but I think it got better later on. So I did like it. And once again, like I said, the crowd, you have to put a big stamp on that. But Io won. I did like the finish, so I'm cool with this decision. I am. So we'll see what happens since she has the Money in the Bank. Next was the world title on the line. Seth Rollins, Dancing Seth, and the theme song that goes on forever versus Finn Balor. Of course, the whole history going all the way back to SummerSlam of 2016. Honestly, this match never got out of first gear. It never did. It was just kind of playing into the whole Priest coming out there, watching, seeing if he's going to cash in. Fans telling him to cash it in. Most of it was just people just singing the song. And the matches, it was getting good. Don't get me wrong. But I never believed Finn Balor was ever going to beat Seth. I just never did. Even throughout all the attacks, throughout Raw and NXT, I never believed. I know he was focusing on Seth's ribs, but did I ever really believe, Balor was ever gonna win? No, I never did. I just didn't. I just never really saw him winning. But like I said, Priest just watching on. Balor ended up getting distracted. Seth ended up hitting, dodging the coup de grace, hit the curb stomp, and that's it. So I did like the match never got out of first gear. Balor and Priest start to argue, so I'm sure the Judgment Day may break up. Hell, what's the name, may cash in on Roman, but I don't see that happening with Priest. Maybe it would be a big surprise, but no, I don't see that happening. But yeah, I think this is probably one of the weakest matches throughout the night was the world title match. This was just building tension between Balor and Priest since he has the Money in the Bank now, so it's not much to say from there. I know they talked to Kevin and Sammy up top in the skybox, basically getting ready to see the Usos and Roman and Solo in this Bloodline Civil War stuff. Listen, and most of this match is all story, okay? We all know this is a lot of this is story within this, because this match went damn near for 30 minutes, I think? I think it was 30 minutes, and the last few minutes got really good. Obviously, this story has been built up for damn near over 3 years at this point. But if you know any Roman match, you can kind of know the pattern to all of this. You really can. I think one thing that was funny was Roman getting mad at the crowd when they was calling him a wanker and several other things. He says, I hate this crowd. I hate this crowd. and stuff. But fans chanting, "Fuck you, Roman." You know, the Usos was laughing at him then. You know, even Heyman at one point kind of telling Reigns, like, would you want your son to eat off of Jay's table and stuff? And if you know any Roman match, you kind of figure out how this is going to go. Of course, you're going to get probably like the 20 minutes of the match and stuff. Then you're going to get the ref bump. Then you're going to get the shenanigans that go on. And then the finish. And that's basically what happened here. But obviously, once again, the crowd helped with this a lot. And they were really hot for it. And they were going nuts. You know, even chanting for Solo out there. You didn't know where this crowd was going to go. But this was still a very enjoyable match. I think in the last 5 minutes, that's when it got crazy and exciting then. Especially once the ref bump happened and the shenanigans and stuff. And, you know, Usos hitting the 1D, but it did not work. Reigns and Solo doing their finishes on the Uso. Even, you know, doing the whole double stack, stacking them up and stuff, pinning the Usos. But the Usos kicked out. Roman, you know, Solo even had to snap Roman out of it. Like, you know, keep it together and everything. And Roman says, we are ending this. And I know they put Jimmy on the table. And Solo tried to splash him, but Jimmy got out the way. Usos, Jay ended up, you know, hitting a super kick on Roman. He got speared then. And he kicked out. Crazy near fall. Next thing you know, how Jay kicked out, he low blowed Reigns. Reigns has low blowed people when he has kicked out before. But the Usos ended up hitting super kicks on Roman several times. Even taking out, you know, they took out Solo. And then they hit the Uso splash. Jay got the pin. So the first time in damn near over 3 years, Roman has not been pinned since. Jay Uso has finally gotten the win over Roman Reigns. It may have not been for the title. Let's remember that this man has not defended the title since WrestleMania. But in this whole Civil War thing, the Usos have beaten Roman and Solo, and Roman has finally been pinned for damn near after 3 years. So it's been a long time since Roman Reigns has been pinned. But Heyman was in shock. The Usos, you know, celebrated with the crowd as Reigns and Solo looked pissed off. So yes, this whole Civil War story continues within the Bloodline, and maybe the title will be on the line at SummerSlam with Jey Uso and Roman, because I don't think they're going back to Cody right now, and he's still facing Brock. So who will ever beat Roman for the title? I have no idea. And when Roman will ever lose the title, I don't even know, because it's not like they have anybody else stacked up against him right now, other than probably one of the Usos. Maybe it's a triple threat, or it's just a one-on-one. Jay got the win, so he'll probably face Reigns at SummerSlam. But the Civil War thing, folks, like I said, this was a very good match. I think the last 5 minutes of this match was when everything got crazy. But if you know the pattern of Roman matches, like I said earlier, you get the 20-something minute match at first, you get the shenanigans, and then the Bloodline stuff, and what's gonna happen in that time period until, you know, the finish happens and the ref gets up and then the match is over. So it's not like we haven't seen this before, folks. But this has been more of the story of the Bloodline, which has been great. Throughout. I think sometimes it's kind of dragged a couple times, but we all know they've really done a hell of a job of keeping it as interesting as possible. As everyone would say, it's still probably the biggest story in all of wrestling right now. Okay, so yeah. But other than that, yes, Money in the Bank. We are done here for the day. UK, gotta get ready to watch Collision. That's gonna be on soon. So yeah, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and we will be back. Whatever the next review. You know, I gotta review Collision. Maybe I'll be back to review Collision. I haven't reviewed Collision yet. Let's see what they got going on tonight on there. All right, so maybe we'll be back later on tonight for that review. Not sure, maybe, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Okay, but we are done in the Money in the Bank. UK turn the 02 into the 03. So yeah, out of here. See y'all then. Wake up, it's the first of the month, and peace.